What's up, guys? I'm going to talk about what and how I run my chest pack and what I believe is the ultimate chest pack. Now, this is going to depend on how you hunt. I hunt mostly in Arizona, mostly archery, but for me, this is the absolute perfect pack. I've ran several different packs and I've tweaked it over the years, and what I have now, I absolutely love it. It's lightweight, it's comfortable, and it's got pretty much everything I think that I need all right here to keep me safe, keep me protected, keep me useful in the binoculars, have my rangefinder. So anyways, I want to start with what kind of pack I use. I run Marsupial gear. One big reason I'm sold on Marsupial gear, first of all, it's super comfortable. It's super tactical. It's got all the little pouches and pockets that I might need. Second of all, they're made in America, assembled right here in Phoenix, Arizona. I've been to their headquarters. They literally have all their workers in the back and all their machines, the sewing machines. They're made, built, and assembled right here in the USA in Phoenix, Arizona. So super loved. I love that. I want to support American business. So between the comfort, the tacticality, and made in the USA, you can't really go wrong. And they're not crazy expensive. I mean, they're not any more expensive than if you go to your Cabela's or your Sportsman's Warehouse or your Shields and you look at all the different types of packs, they're not really any more expensive than the other packs. Maybe a hair. But you know what? For everything you get, I think it's worth it. So Marsupial gear, this is the small pack. Now, I like running the small pack because I like having small binoculars on my chest, 8s or 10s. Quick, easy access, lightweight. I don't want to have a whole bunch of weight on my chest, so the small pack with small binoculars is best for me. Now, in this front pouch here, I do have just some cleaning cloths for my binoculars in case they get dirty. It's just some lens wipes. Now, typically when I'm hunting, I have this thing wide open and magnetized down here. That way, anytime I need these, I can just pop these up super quick. I don't want to have any caps on the lenses. I don't want to have anything blocking it. I want quick speed access. I want good clarity, smooth focus knob. So it's just super quick, boom, boom. Now, you might say, hey, your last video was about Swarovski. Why are you running these cheap Vortex? I like having cheap binoculars on my chest. And the reason why is because I beat the crap out of these things. These things are absolutely atrocious. I mean, they're all dirty, they're dusty, and I clean these regularly. In the bottom of my pouch, it's got a bunch of leaves and stems and sticks because, hey, if I'm out there hunting or if I'm collecting firewood or if I'm busting through brush, stuff gets in here and then it rains and you get a bunch of rain on there. If I had $3,000 or $4,000 Swarovskis on my chest, you bet believe I'd be having the lens covers on. And then when I need to do something quick, I have to pop the caps off and it's just a pain in the butt. So I like having cheap binoculars. With my 10s here, I usually don't look that far. If I'm looking farther, I've got my Swarovskis that I put on a tripod. Usually for close range, in my opinion, the farther magnification you go with optics, the more expensive and the more quality and money you should invest. Anything up close during the day, dude, you could give me $100 pair of Vortex, some 8s or 10s, and I'm gonna be able to see really damn good as I need. Now, if I'm looking really far and trying to pick apart every little shadow and every detail, yeah, I want Swarovski. I want the best of the best. I want to be able to really pick apart detail and see. I want to put it on a tripod. Chest binoculars, I'm a big believer in just your cheap beater. If they break, they break. Whatever. I love these. Okay. Now, let's go to rangefinder. So this is a Vortex. It's the Razor 5000. Now, the one thing I don't love about this is, first of all, it's pretty big. It's pretty bulky. Second of all, the eyepiece thing, it's came off twice. I sent it into Vortex, and they sent me a new one, and then it came off again. It's just a bad design. But it doesn't really matter. I don't really use it. So the only thing I don't love about this, again, it's the weight. It's the size. But the reason I decided to go with the bigger one and not the smaller one, even though I do mostly archery, is because I do go on a good amount of rifle hunts. And also, even if I didn't rifle hunt, sometimes I just like to be able to range a certain area that I might want to go to. I want to know how far away is that ridge or that mountain or that little knob, and be able to really range it. It's an effective tool, especially if I'm really trying to get in front of some animals that are moving. I like having the extra range on this thing. It says 4,000 yards. I've never been able to get it past maybe 2,500 yards, but that's still a pretty long way. That's well over a mile. Now, super easy to get to. So I love that feature. I got this little tether on here, so if I drop it, it just falls right down and I can pick it right back up. I always have my binoculars tethered in here too, because sometimes if you're picking something up or you're moving in an awkward position, they fall out. I've even had them fall out like this, but then they don't go very far. So it's perfect. But anyways, I love this rangefinder. It's super simple. If I have it like this, I can grab it with one hand, real quick range, bow in the other hand, I'm good to go. Now right here, I always keep my wind checker. I like it. I'm right-handed, so I keep it here on the right side. And with one hand, I can pop this up, shake it up real quick, and boom, it'll tell me exactly where the wind's going. So I always keep one of these on me. Now let's go to the other side. So right here, I've got one of these handy-dandy lens brushes. And the reason I keep this in here is because, again, I'm busting brush. It's raining. Sometimes I get really big debris in here, and sometimes I'll just blow it off, but it's nice to have this little thing. It weighs nothing, and I've got an extra space right here for it. Now this thing is my archery archer's Allen tool. It's got pretty much all the Allens I could need on my bow just for a quick fix. I like to have this on me. I had my quiver get loose on me a couple weeks ago when I was away from the truck and I was away from my tools. So it was nice to have this thing right here on my pack, and I could just pop it out and tighten up the quiver, and I was good to go. Now, one thing I just added is on this side, without even having an extra pouch, I added my inReach. Now, I used to put my inReach inside of my backpack, which I realized was a big mistake, because if an emergency situation ever happened, for one, I might not even be near my backpack. What if I had to drop my pack to go stalk an animal? What if I set it down and was, whatever, going to the restroom or something crazy happened? I like to have this emergency right here on me. So if something ever were to happen, I got the SOS button right here. I can SOS and get search and rescue out there. You got to prepare for the worst just in case. It's super light. I mean, it dangles right here. These things are rock solid. If you really don't like the dangle, I could always get one of the pouches for it that Marsupial sells. But I like it here so far. It works. It doesn't get in the way, and it gives me peace of mind that if anything did ever happen, I've got an outlet. Maybe I don't have my phone on me, and I just need a quick SOS. Boom. You got to think about it, man. You could die out there, so always be prepared. Now, the last thing that's going to complete my chest pack is down here, my pistol. So I carry a SIG P365SX. It's pretty much the lightest. It's one of the lightest pistols that you can get, I think. And I've got this small Marsupial pistol pouch. Now again, between having the small pouch, having these really lightweight 10 binoculars, and having this, it's still not really that heavy. And I've got these reinforced straps that Marsupial sells. These are their upgraded straps, so they're not the lowest ones they sell. So this pouch, I'm so used to it. It's really not heavy. I can have this on with my backpack, and it still feels great. Now, with this holster and with this pistol, I've changed something recently, because I'm always thinking about the worst case scenario. It's just how I'm wired. It's how you should be too. Prepare for the worst, or expect the worst, prepare for the best. I don't know the saying, but look, this thing is always pointed this way, to my left. I was on a hunt about 2 weeks ago, and I was in the passenger seat of a truck. And I started feeling uncomfortable, because I used to run this thing with a bullet in the chamber. And I'm like, okay, cool. It's in a pouch. It's protected. The trigger's protected, but I've got a chambered bullet, and that barrel is pointed right at my driver. What if something crazy happened? What if we hit a big bump and it somehow knocked this loose and this got out, and then something went in there and pulled the trigger and boom, it goes off? That could happen. I mean, it's very unlikely, but it's possible. So what I do with this thing is I never keep a bullet in the chamber, because you never know when this puppy could go off. I like to treat all firearms as if they are always firing. So never point them anywhere where if the bullet went off, it's going to destroy or kill something. So never, ever do I keep a bullet in the chamber anymore. Now, I know that's going to add some extra time if I ever needed to use it, but I mean, the biggest threat typically when you're hunting is maybe a wild animal. And for me to pull this thing out and just cock it fast, it's fast. It's fast. So I'm confident I can do it. And with the peace of mind of having the safety that it's not loaded and it's not pointing at my friend in the driver's seat, I'm happy with it. So that completes my chest pack. I absolutely love this thing. If you guys have any suggestions or how you run it different, drop a comment. I'm super curious. I always like to learn and try new things. I'm not saying this is the best of the best, but for me it is, and I absolutely love it. I would strongly recommend Marsupial. Anyways, guys, have a good one. Kill some animals. Let's go.